Three Snow Bears by Jan Brett. This story is written and illustrated by Jan Brett, and it's a twist on the Goldilocks and the Three Bears story. In this story, Jan Brett has made the three bears polar bears. And it's set in the Arctic where polar bears live, where it's always cold. And she's drawn lots of wonderful pictures of animals that live in the Arctic. And the little girl in this story is a little Inuit girl. And look, she's ice fishing. And there is her sled with her dogs. But uh-oh, look what's happening to her dogs on the sled. Also, don't forget to look on the side and the pictures where Jan Brett tells more of the story. All right, let's begin. Come back, Aluki shouted as her huskies floated out to sea. Oh no! She knew that although an ice floe is a good place to fish, it's a bad place to lose a dog team. Not far away, a snow bear family had just started to eat their breakfast, but it was way too hot for Baby Bear. Owie, yowled Baby Bear. My breakfast burned my mouth. We'll go for a stroll and let the soup cool, Mama Bear said. Aluki was running along looking for her dogs when she came upon the biggest igloo she'd ever seen. Who lives here, she wondered. There the bears are, out for a walk. Aluki ducked inside. Right away she smelled something delicious. Across the room she saw a big bowl, a middle-sized bowl, and a small bowl. Surely the good smell was coming from the three bowls. Look, there's the snowy bears, and they're looking at something out to sea. I wonder what they see. And look over here. There's the dogs, and look, it looks like they're howling. Aluki took a sip from the biggest bowl. Ow! She cried out. Too hot. She took a sip from the middle-sized bowl. Ooh, too cold. She tipped up the littlest bowl and drank every drop. Mmm, she said. Not too hot, not too cold. Oh, look over here. The bears, look, they're taking off their coats. I wonder why they're doing that. Oh, look over here. Look, they're jumping into the water. In the next room, Aluki spotted three pairs of beautiful boots standing in a row. She put on the biggest boot. Too big, she cried. She put on the middle-sized boot. Oh, too fancy, she said. She put on the littlest pair. Just right, she said, wiggling her toes in the soft fur lining. Oh, look, there's the bears. They're swimming, and look, they're swimming out to the dogs. Here they are, they're still swimming. Aluki walked into the last room and found a long sleeping bench piled high with fur covers. Heat from an oil lamp warmed her cheeks and made her sleepy. Time for a nap, she thought. She crawled under the highest mound of covers. Too lumpy, she grumbled. She tried the middle bed with the furry fringe cover, but sank down so far that she could barely breathe. Too soft, she said. She rolled over into the smallest sleeping place. The furry blanket was cozy and warm, and the pillow was just her size. Just right, Aluki murmured, and was asleep before she could take her boots off. Oh, look, they reached the dogs. And now look, the polar bears are helping the dogs. If Aluki hadn't fallen fast asleep, she might have heard her dogs barking happily. Papa Bear, Mama Bear, and Baby Bear had spotted them adrift in the strong current and had gone out to save them. The Snow Bear family was pushing Aluki's dog team back toward their igloo and safety. Papa Bear crawled into the igloo and saw his big bowl sitting in a pool of spilled soup. "Someone's been tasting my soup," he roared. Mama Bear rushed in and saw that her soup had been sloshed around too. "Someone's been sipping my soup," she growled. "Someone found my soup," sputtered Baby Bear in her high squeaky voice, "and they ate it all up." Papa Bear ran into the next room and saw his boots in the middle of the floor. "Someone's been trying on my boots," he boomed in his big bear voice. Mama Bear put on her fancy boots. "Someone has had these boots on," she huffed, "and the fur is all bunched up." Baby Bear saw that her boots had disappeared. "Someone has taken my boots and left behind these not as good ones," she wailed. Look at on the side, the dogs, they're taking a little nap right outside the igloo. The bears ran into their bedroom. "Someone's been sleeping in my bed," Papa Bear bellowed. "Someone's been sleeping in my bed too," Mama Bear cried. Baby Bear peeked at her little bed and squeaked, "Someone's been sleeping in my bed, and here she is." Oh, look at, there's the sled, there's the dogs, and there's Aluki still sleeping. Aluki opened her eyes and saw 3 bear noses only inches away. Oh no. Look at, the dogs are starting to wake up. She hopped out of bed and dove between Papa Bear's huge furry legs. Oh, all the dogs are awake now. Quicker than a seal, Aluki ran from room to room until she burst outside. Her huskies bounced around, barking and smiling their doggy grins. Look, there's Papa Bear looking underneath his legs. Aluki and her dogs flew over the frozen ice, dodging ridges and cracks. She looked back to wave a thank you to the snow bears. She couldn't see them, but she heard a big, rough voice, a middle-sized voice, and a high, squeaky voice calling to her. Ah, there are the bears. Bye, bye, bye. The end.